How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. Now, Star Wars Jedi Survivor just released their official story trailer, and Jedi Survivor is only a little over a month away, coming out at the end of April. So for today's video, I'm going to be going over the trailer and breaking down everything piece by piece for you all, because I watched this trailer like 5 or 6 times already, and there was a couple things I missed on my first couple viewings. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so the very first scene here at the very beginning of the trailer, we have this inside of this ship. And on my first viewing, I thought this was maybe Cal ship or whatever. But as you can see in the top left, this trooper is about to fall out. It looks like a purge trooper. So I'm assuming you might have boarded like an Imperial ship, or maybe you stole a ship, or maybe the purge troopers were chasing after you and you just stole maybe an AT-AT or something. But this appears to me... This appears to be like an enemy ship. I don't think this is Cal's ship. Or maybe it's Cal's ship at the time, and maybe it crashes and then he goes and gets a different ship later on. But there's definitely a purge trooper here at the very beginning scene. So I definitely think that this is an Imperial ship.
It's been a long 5 years.
So here we have Cal's ship, the Stinger Mantis from Jedi Fallen Order. It appears that we are entering Coruscant. Coruscant actually shows up a couple different times throughout this trailer, but this is pretty cool. I like the fact that we're going to Coruscant. There's not too many games where we actually get to sit down and explore Coruscant, so that's pretty neat. Then we have the Stinger Mantis, which is docked, and then we have some stormtroopers over here in the background. Then we have Cal fighting a purge trooper here.
We've tried to resist. Fear and mistrust rule the galaxy.
Okay, so let's go back real quick. So right here, we have this scene where there's this little creature, and then we have this, I'm assuming this is a bounty hunter, and then we have his like bodyguard battle droids. But what I found interesting that I didn't see on my first watch of the trailer is that Cal is actually sitting back here. So if I had to take a guess, you probably show up to this planet and you don't know what's going on here, and then this is your first interaction with like the people that are living on this planet. Like maybe you have a mission or an objective you need to figure out here, and you show up, and then like as soon as you get to like this bar or building or whatever this is, like these guys will walk out, and maybe this is like bounty hunters trying to track down this guy or who knows what. But you're just sitting back here in the back, keeping your distance and just watching what goes down. And maybe with this guy threatening this guy, you know, maybe you step in and you tell him, hey, stop, don't kill this dude. Because in the previous trailer, you actually end up fighting this guy.
A Jedi. Remind our friend here why his kind are supposed to be dead.
Have this! Here we go.
And then we have this look here of him having a cross guard saber like Kylo Ren, and it's yellow. So if I had to take a guess, is this dude probably just either killed a Jedi and took the saber, or just found the saber? Because obviously I don't think this guy is like a Force user or anything. I think it's just a bounty hunter that just came across a gold lightsaber.
Cal, look into the fire. Look into the fire.
Okay, so here we have Merrin returning from Jedi Fallen Order. It seems like she's going to be playing a pretty big role in this one. And this game does take place 5 years later, so I mean, she does look a little bit different from the previous game.
To the fire.
So here we have this really cool shot that I think just looks amazing of Coruscant. And what my guess is maybe a transport shuttle or like a taxi kind of shuttle. And we're flying over top of Coruscant. And what's interesting is it looks like we're heading towards this opening, which takes you down into the lower levels of Coruscant, which we saw in some of the Clone Wars episodes. They were going to make an entire video game based off of that called 1313, but we have gotten glimpses of what's underneath here in the Clone Wars. It's definitely not a very safe place compared to the surface.
The underworld is an idea that George, I think, kind of started to develop post Revenge of the Sith. He was very interested in the layers that make up Coruscant. I think he really loved the city planet and he wanted to see more development of it. So in season 2, we see Ahsoka and Plo Koon go down there to track down Boba Fett.
It will warm.
Then my guess is then here at the very next scene, maybe we go down into the depths of Coruscant and we meet up with your buddy Grease. Now, Grease definitely looks a lot older. He's got, you know, longer hair. It's been 5 more years and he was already pretty old to begin with. Maybe we lost touch with him and for some reason we got separated and now we're reuniting. I'm guessing he's probably going to be the pilot for our ship again.
Keep you company. But left unchecked, it will consume every...
Then we have this scene where Cal actually looks pretty angry. I mean, he doesn't look pretty happy in this scene. So my guess is something might have happened to one of his teammates or his friends or something, and it really pissed him off because, I mean, look at that face. He doesn't look too happy right there.
It will consume everything until there is only...
All right, so there we have some more jumping puzzles and stuff like we had in Jedi Fallen Order, so there's definitely going to be a lot of parkour in this game as well.
Until there is only ash.
There we have one of the bounty hunter fights that we saw in Jedi Fallen Order as well. This is like one of the guys that we saw earlier. But here we have 2 lightsabers, and one of which he just threw with his left hand. So he's throwing his one saber, and then this gives you the opportunity to like block or counterattack with the other saber. So that's pretty neat.
How could you let the
Then we have this really cool looking planet. It looks like Bespin or something, just, you know, because giant thing floating in the sky. So I don't think it's Bespin. There's a giant laser beam shooting up into the sky. My guess is we're probably heading towards this facility to try to turn off the lasers because we have some TIE fighters over here in the background, some lasers shooting over here. My guess is this is probably some Imperial facility and we have to go and shut it down and we have to like make our way over there and we have to do a lot of climbing and parkour and be stealthy to make our way there and turn off this laser beam.
How could you let the galaxy fall to this unworthy machine of an empire?
All right, so this part here is pretty interesting because this guy, I'm pretty sure, is in the previous trailer. He was the dude that was in the Bacta tank that we end up releasing.
The order is gone. I was betrayed by the one I trusted most. I will not be imprisoned again.
He has the same voice, he has the same looking hair, same face. It's like the same guy. So I'm assuming that we released the dude from the tube, and then this guy sees what's going on in the universe. He knows that the Empire's out and about, and he isn't too happy. But what's interesting right here is that he has a lightsaber, and it's a pretty big one. And it looks pretty fancy too. Like his whole outfit here looks like really old. I have a strong feeling that he's not from this time. I feel like maybe he was locked away in cryo or he was in a Bacta tank for just forever and we stumbled across him. It's just something about this dude just doesn't seem like he's in this time frame. He doesn't seem like he's from this era. So my guess is, like I said, he's probably in cryo or something. And then we woke him up and now he just isn't very happy with the state of things going on right now. And we're probably going to either fight him or my guess is, you know, maybe we have a confrontation with him and then he ends up being on our side or something. But it is pretty cool that he has a lightsaber.
This unworthy machine of an empire.
Then we have some Marin action. Looks like she has some combat roles in this game compared to the previous game where she didn't really do too much.
hope may feel beyond her grasp?
So here we have some puzzle gameplay coming back. A lot of people were, on the fence about the puzzles in the first game. Some of the puzzles were pretty difficult in the first game. So, I'm okay with puzzles as long as they make sense for the environment. I don't like forced puzzles, but, something as simple as picking up an orb and placing it and making a bridge, that's pretty simple. But, we are getting puzzles again. That's pretty much confirmed.
I think we finally found somewhere the Empire can't reach us.
Imagine. No more looking over your shoulder.
All right, so here we have another security droid. But what's cool about this scene is it looks like it's a combo move going off. Like this guy's flying up in the air or using a jump pack, and he's getting some distance from the enemy, and he's, unloading on him with his blasters. And then Cal's moving in and hitting him with the follow-up slash. So I don't know if you're going to be able to have companions in this game and they can just follow you around, or maybe they're just stage events, or maybe you have like a specific scripted mission and this guy will come with you. But I don't know why they would showcase like two people fighting at the same time if you couldn't do that in actual combat. So I think that's definitely pretty interesting. It would be cool if you could like briefly take over your teammates and maybe use their abilities or something. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I do think that that's pretty neat.
A place that's worth fighting for.
Then we have an inside of the Stinger Mantis again. So this is your old ship from the last game. And we have the holo table that used to show all the planets. I don't know what we're quite looking at here. But, we got the whole squad together again.
No matter the cost.
And then in here we have another combo move between you and Marin. So this is the second time that they showcased combo moves. And here is a stormtrooper leg that was cut off. So I'm assuming they fought somebody else and he didn't quite make it. So this is just another example of there being dismemberment. Now they showed that off in the previous trailer, but the fact that you can cut off limbs is a big thing that the community wanted. And I'm so glad that they added that because it adds a lot of realism. And it's just super cool to be able to cut off arms and legs of stormtroopers. And, that's super neat. But here he's doing a combo move with Marin and she's like using her magic. And it looks super fun. And I am all for doing combo moves and having like teammates in combat. I think that's super cool. And then we have what looks like, I'm pretty sure this is Cal driving the ship, slamming into the TIE fighter. So I don't know if you could maybe drive the ship. Maybe we'll have a scene where we get to drive the ship, or maybe this is just a cutscene where maybe we're escaping from one of the planets or whatever, and this is just a staged event where Cal's driving for whatever reason. But it would be super cool if they did have some scenes in game where you actually got to fly the ship. I think that would be super neat. That's something we didn't get to do in the previous game. And one of my biggest gripes with the last game is that the ship didn't really do too much. Like you could change the color of the outside of the ship, but the ship itself just didn't really have much purpose. It was just, I don't know, it felt like just an empty vessel, and I didn't really like the ship mechanics of the last game. So if we can get to fly the ship or in any way interact with the ship more than we did in the previous game, I think that's a huge plus. I want to see more ship customization or just somehow be more involved with the ship in Jedi Survivor. But that pretty much does it for this trailer. It looks really cool. Here going forward, I'm going to be making a lot of Jedi Survivor videos. So if you guys want to keep up to date on everything Star Wars Jedi Survivor, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. So let me know what you guys think of the trailer down in the comment section down below. And that is going to do it for me, everyone. And I will talk to you all in the next video.